Hello guys, and welcome to a new Wargame video today by me, Vulcan, and Val.
Hello guys.
Today we have another game from the Reddit tournament, the 3v3s that have been taking place, and today we have Team Shitters against Steel Balalaika. So Steel Balalaika is going to be starting on the red side in this one. Team Shitters, wonderful name, going to be starting on the blue side. With Hot Pink, Unicorn, Captain, and Infantry. We've got Ocean's Reflex, National Fear Tag on the red side. So, what are your thoughts to begin with, Val?
Well, I'll start by saying Captain, very innovative team name design there. He's outdone himself. I think this should be a great game. This map is kind of a staple of competitive games. You see it quite often, and I'm sure we're in for a very good game. Both these teams are very good, and see how it goes.
Yeah, we got Jungle Law, obviously. Here we see Captain on the blue side. I obviously played with him in the 2v2 German tournament that I took place in, so I know that team pretty well, Impy and Captain especially. But on the red side, we got the Russian powerhouse that is still Balalaika. They are a bunch of angry Russians that are very, very good at this game. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of strategies they bring, especially considering what decks were they playing with?
It looks like they have two USSR decks and one Red Dragons deck.
Right.
Well, just to cut in, it looks like they're starting off with two Smirchers.
Yeah, I did notice that by the FOB.
I feel slightly disgusted there.
We'll see if they actually hit anything from the offset, or if they even use them from the offset. They might wait around until the fighting sort of settled. Well, not settled, but like as soon as the two sides units come together, they'll probably start launching those. What decks were we seeing on the blue side?
It looks like Captains is playing a Eurocore deck. Unicorn is playing, it looks like a US deck. I haven't seen any Canadian units, so for the moment I'm going to assume that's a US deck. And Infy is the proud British patriot, I believe, with an all UK deck.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty epic. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing the British deck come into play. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Well, it's not often you see it. I mean, Eurocore and US and NORAD are probably the only decks you really expect to see, really, from bar a few specialities.
Like in competitive, you've obviously got Red Dragons, Sovco, USSR on red 4 that you see quite often, and on blue 4 you've got like Eurocore and US, and it's normally those two. There is some variance, but it's like I say, it's very nice to see like a UK deck, and it'll be good for people watching to see how that actually pans out and what sort of units actually get used in those kinds of decks, because you don't get to see them very often.
That's definitely true.
So what do you think about like the map anyway? Like, where do you think they're going to put their focus?
I think there'll be a big focus in golf. Probably from blue, I'd say, because Echo can be difficult to capture, although there are some tricky things you can do there.
Well, the Smirch is firing from the offset. We do have a J7 2M coming in. That's going to be scouting the helicopters, I would assume.
Oh, it looks like these guys have planned. These guys have played this before.
Oh, they've definitely tried this out before. Wow, look at this Smirch coming straight in over this convoy. The Humvees, Saxons.
Just in time.
Wow, look at that. Just microing the convoy out the way. Oh, some of these shots are incredibly close. Are they actually going to hit anything? Oh.
Yeah. It looks
One shot landed, but I don't think anything's actually going to get destroyed, because lightning didn't strike twice. Oh, one Saxon goes down.
One Saxon transport. Wow, that was some brilliant moves by the blue team. Some happy feet.
It was very good that they noticed that. I think the J7-2M probably got shot down by the Tornado F3. That's out of ammunition nearly, so that likely happened. In the top side, we can see that Reflex hasn't actually put much emphasis on Echo. He's bringing up some infantry there. They are BTR 80A, so pretty expensive with those 30mm autocannons, but a lot more troops for Captain on the top side to work with there to contest Echo, and he's going to hold on to Hotel very easily. In the middle, we got the US deck moving up, these Saxons. What do you think are in those?
I'm going to say Gurkhas, no Gimpy, but
yeah,
it could be different. It could be different, but
Yeah, we've also got the stalwarts with the green jackets, is it?
yeah, they'll probably be green jackets. Maybe SBS, but I've honestly not seen SBS used in quite a while, so we'll have to see. Looks like Captain's done a nice little push with this Luke's A1 and some Fuchs.
Yeah, he's going to get a quick kill onto that MD500D.
That's quite a nice pick-off, really. It opens the map up on that top side. You don't see it very often, but this sort of area between Echo and Golf, usually you end up with just sort of a stalemate there. You end up with just kind of one side with some tanks there and one side on the other side. But I think there's a lot of opportunity to make some really cool sort of pushes through.
Yes.
Because as you've seen, they literally just have one MI-25. Not many people defend that.
Big units coming in on the bottom side. We've got the M1A2 Abrams there with Unicorn, and also he's got 4 squads of US Marines probably in the LVTP7A1s. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with against, what is that, Spetsnaz and BTR-80s. Yeah, Spetsnaz have a really hard time against LVDPs because obviously they don't have anything to destroy the LVTPs, really. They can only stun them for a while. And those small squads perfect for taking out the BTR-90s and the BTR-80As as well.
That's definitely true. No, this is I really do like the US Marines and the 7A1 LVTPs there. They're like the anti-Spetsnaz units.
Yeah, it looks like Reflex is doing quite a good job of containing some of these Fuchs that are broken through on the top side. He's got an MI-25 chasing those about. It is causing a bit of a distraction. I wouldn't be surprised to see Captain be able to get the jump on Reflex because of that. But those Jaegers will get outclassed by the Lijuan pretty easily, even though they are in cover.
Captain's playing a very defensive line.
We've got the US Marines and the LVTPs are definitely going to destroy those Spetsnaz, especially with the wonderful mortar fire.
Right on top of them. That was so well read from Unicorn there. That's a 4-stack of mortars.
So he's bringing his US Marines back and he's sending his LVTPs forwards, which is exactly what you want to do in that kind of situation. LVTPs also hold their own against the BTR-80s pretty well as long as they get the first hit.
Yeah, no, this should be a bit of an easy forest clear, to be honest, considering how well that went for them.
Smirch is coming in.
The M1A2 as well.
We got an Avenger kill and it looks like the Chaparral might go down as well. On the top side Smirch near Golf, we got an M9 AGS went down, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
It's good to see reinforcements already coming in on the bottom side from Oceans. It's definitely going to stem the push from Unicorn for the time being, although he is using that mortar fire very effectively still. He probably needs to bring that small squad on the M1A2 down to help out, but those US Marines should be able to deal with what's left in that forest.
Well, I mean, he does have the risk now, because that M1A2 Abrams, if it gets in a good position, can just consistently pick up any reinforcement transports one shot at a time, but it looks like he is pulling it back slightly. He doesn't want to get it sniped by an ATGM.
He's having a bit of an issue here with the Spetsnaz because he didn't engage them at the same time with the US Marines. So only one of the squads was actually firing because he didn't split them up in the forest there. It's interesting to see in the middle that they've got a point lead at the moment because they managed to get that HQ section. It's quite vulnerable, but yeah, it's in the town now, and that's giving them the +1 lead in Golf. Even though the red side actually has majority control over that sector, so interesting play there. Obviously, Echo still isn't captured, and Mike is still very much contested.
And I'm quite surprised that Captain hasn't moved in though. But I mean, I can understand why. Maybe he's pushing reinforcements down to the bottom. Or...
He'll be apprehensive about doing that in the top side, especially. That's probably where a lot of his focus is at the moment. He's going to be continuing to reinforce that top side, especially considering Reflex is actually showing quite a presence up there at the moment with the amount of units he has. You can see though that it has left a little gap in the middle of the map where Captain's managed to get some Jaegers and some recon up, which is a really nice move because it's going to allow him to see what's coming and also maybe distract some of the units that would otherwise head to the front lines.
Definitely, like I said before, I do really like when people use this area correctly. I think it looks like Reflex has sort of and National Fire Tag as well. There's a combined effort. I think they've realised that they need to sort of look after this area because otherwise it's a very sort of weak underbelly into Charlie.
Yes, yes indeed.
It looks like there's going to be an even bigger points lead for the blue side because Unicorn's just got his CV in. They've done a very good job actually of securing this left-hand side. Although, oh, that is one lucky M1 Abrams.
I was just looking at the MiG-27.
Yeah.
It actually nearly took out the Chaparral, I think, because it changed its aim towards the Chaparral.
Yeah.
M1A2 Abrams actually moving forwards though, and the MiG-27 hasn't left the airspace. Just got to be careful about that.
I wonder if he's got any Patriots to bring in. I mean, I would expect so.
The Mi-25 though, that's causing some issues at the moment. Then we got a J72M there. That just got shot straight out of the sky. So it's interesting how they just gave that away, but maybe it was making way for the B5. Maybe that was a little bit of a bait, because the J72M, not a very expensive aircraft, allows the B5 to drop its bomb right on top of the Abrams. So stunning that for the time being. The M1A2 managed to get all the way back though, so that's not going to get harmed. And he does have the Hemps there.
There are the Smirches coming in, but Unicorn has been microing his artillery very well, so...
Yeah.
Luckily for him, avoided losing those as 4-stack.
Can you waypoint, like if you fire position with the mortars and then like shift click and then move them elsewhere, or do they just keep firing constantly?
I believe so actually. I think you can, but I honestly don't really do it. I think manually do it every time. I've never really tried.
The best players probably just micro it anyway because it's just quicker than letting them do their volleys.
Coming in. Over Gulf, coming in, like. If that lands on those BDV and the Sky Pota, that's going to be very costly. Oh, it got shut down.
Well, the Nighthawk did go down, and it only took out some Spetsnaz GRU, so not exactly worth it.
No. We do have more units coming down here from the blue side.
Those mortars are ridiculous. Look at those Moskaya Pahota squads getting absolutely annihilated. Oh wow. We got the M1A2 actually moving back up for fire support. That's definitely going to stun those squads very nicely. Although the Smirch is now coming in, forcing other units to move forwards. The Chaparral did get taken out.
Oh, actually, never mind. Never mind. It doesn't have to be careful. The mortars just landed right on all that infantry.
M1IP went down to the Smirch actually. So that Smirch has been getting a couple kills here and there. Probably already paid itself off, to be honest, getting a quite high point Chaparral and that M1IP Abrams. But that mortar fire is just ridiculously good. Now, Infy's trying to make a little play in the middle here with these Saxons, but honestly, these Fusiliers getting killed before they even drop out of the Saxons at the moment. With all that fire support there, the BTR-90s, T-72B1, we got 2 of those, and the Morskaya Pahota in that small area of forest, so they're not going to get much done up there.
Infy's looking for that tank though. Let's see if he can... yeah, no, he got it. I really like the Challenger 1 Mark 1. I think it's a really good tank for the price point. A very good front armor.
So at the bottom side here, Unicorn's going to want to get these squads of US Marines resupplied, and then he can sort of protect the bottom side of Mike against the red side. So what we were talking about before the game started was that it's very likely that red will get an advantage in Gulf, whilst blue side generally gets an advantage in Mike. And the reason for that is because the blue side can control that bottom side forest much easier than the red side can, because the red side has to come across very open areas in order to get to that blue side forest. Whereas in Gulf, the opposite occurs, because the red side has that nice hill that they can put all of their units on, and they generally get there quicker, because blue side often has a bad habit of actually stopping in that town where Infy currently has his command unit.
That's true, although in this case I think
obviously
they were delayed,
the Smirch came in, they had to dodge that out, so it was an intelligent decision to hold back in that situation. But generally, when people play this map, they are overly cautious when it comes to Gulf.
Yeah, that is how it ends up. Smirch coming in now onto some...
Yeah, it's probably going to stun that. I think it'd be actually quite lucky if it gets the kill. Yeah, it's a nice
got
kill onto
the,
the
Gepard,
Gepards.
though.
Not exactly cheap. The Chieftain, definitely a beefy tank. Not going to go down easily.
So there's quite a nice offensive going on here. A combined arms between Captain.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to make some
Infy.
ground in Gulf. Because, yeah, they want to
found the
stop
CV.
this capping from the red side. The Fuchs have bumped into that. Maybe the MG3s will take it out, but there is a Panzer Grenadier squad there that can finish the job, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that do so.
Oh, that
Yep,
CP.
the
CP
Smirch,
Mike just
wonderful
got
job
taken
there.
out by the Smirch.
F-15D Eagle, though, free to drop its bombs right on top of some Yuck Yonde, and that's going to deal with those very nicely. Going to leave the US Marines there to clean things up.
Oh, the CV in Gulf has got away, it looks like.
But it's not capping for now.
It might not escape. No, that's true, it's not capping for now.
But even
It's
so,
definitely
the +1 advantage still for the red side because of the CP snipe in Mike. So, a little bit of an issue for the blue side at the moment.
And more importantly, something we missed. That M1A2 at the bottom side got taken out, I believe. I can't see it
Possibly
anywhere on
by an aircraft. I think I saw an aircraft move out of the airspace there when I was scrolling down. But the Rafale taking care of one of those MiG-27s, so that's nice. More artillery coming in though. You can see the trouble that red side has on this map. Because it's so open, a lot of these forces can be seen coming into this forest, and especially considering this Leopard 2A1 on the top side of Mike is actually just sniping some of these APCs.
Oh, it has a great position.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice position on top of that little cliff edge there. Going to stop a lot of these infantry before they actually get into the forest and leave them even more vulnerable. However, BTRDs
I think there's too much
and
infantry.
VDV
Yeah, that's a ton.
are definitely still going to destroy US Marines.
No, they seem to really. There's definitely a deficit down in Mike. I mean, we talked about how if you control this sort of forest as the blue side, it's very hard to retake.
Yes.
But it looks like Unicorn never quite got that full control, never quite got his tanks all the way to the end with the air support, etc. And they recaptured.
He lost each sort of thing he needed one by one. So he lost the AA pretty quickly and early on. Then he didn't have enough US Marines because he ran out of supply to supply them all. And that basically left him with damaged tanks. We had small squads of US Marines, and then they had to deal with an overwhelming response from Oceans, who just brought in as many reinforcements as he could in order to take back that forest.
In the centre, sorry to interject, Infy is doing a pretty magnificent infantry push through this forest with so many troops. I'm not sure how that will go, but...
Well, Reflex is only defending with Yakudes, so they're going to get outclassed by the Fusiliers pretty easily. He only has to be worried about this fire support from the tree line.
And the Buratino as well.
Yeah.
There is a Buratino just back. And more importantly, a bomber.
That Buratino is waiting to cause carnage, it really is. So the bomber coming in, tracked Rapiers, he has enough of them, that should surely go down.
Oh, come on, Rap.
Wow.
It got out. Wow, I'm sure.
Classic tracked Rapiers, that is.
I think if you were on Infy's team speak at this point in the game, I think you'd hear some the sound of a very upset man.
But the MiG-25 PD going down, so that's a nice kill for the blue side. And they definitely got a lot from this push so far. It's interesting to see that Buratino not being fired yet, though.
That's true. Although that being said, they have lost a lot of ground in Mike. They've managed to recap it, but this constant smirch fire coming in really, there we go, picking off a unit of Fuchs as well, is really causing them some problems. I think they'll be able to hold this. The MIP Abrams have come in just in time.
Yeah, well, the tracked Rapier went down, or the two tracked Rapier FSAs went down behind Gulf. We got a B5 coming over, and that's free to get out because that anti-air has gone. So that's going to kill two squads of Fusiliers very nicely, and the Liege 1 are going to be happy to deal with these Fusiliers as well. We've got the fire support coming in from the MiG-25 because there's no close range anti-air. We've got the ZTQ-62G also providing fire support, so it looks like Infy is going to be pushed back if he's not too careful.
That's true, although Captains and Infy have made a nice sort of they've got a nice bit of control on this bottom side, so they can push through into Mike. Which is, I'd personally say that would be a very good play to do if you could get infantry across to that. You see the forest just above where the where Ocean's Command infantry is.
Yeah.
Because then you can control Mike, honestly, because that's another way to completely cut off reinforcements if you have some good ATGMs or tanks in there. Although I think at this point, Unicorn being in the bot side, we'll be a bit more worried about like the rampant infantry that's all loose in this forest.
Yeah, the T-64 going down there to some Fusiliers. Nice shot from those. But on the same side, Impy actually lost his Mark V, so lost his tank support. Wow, that Buratino hitting almost directly on top of the HQ section. Yes, indeed. And that's now a +2 lead for Steel Balalaika. So they're pulling ahead in points greatly, and they're also doing a ton of damage in the middle at the moment. The Mi-25 finally going down. I think one was shot down previously by a tracked Rapier, but now that's gone as well. So they're running out of close range AA again. Wouldn't be surprised to see more helicopters coming in to support. But these ZTQs really doing work with their very good recon. Definitely helpful for spotting and taking out the more minor units, often like APCs and stuff. That little extra fire support can actually be very effective against infantry sometimes, so taking it out is always worth it.
No, they're very good. Another unit that I really like is the BRDM-3 that's just above that. And the Type 63 as well. They're all very good units because they can see enemy infantry at a very long range and engage them and stun them before the enemy infantry has any chance of really getting into a fighting range. Although Steel Balalaika has really pushed through this middle sector. We were just talking about how Blue was doing well, but a very well placed Buratino.
Yeah, I think they noticed the weakness there, and that's allowed them to take full advantage of the amount of kills they just got in Gulf. And if they can control that town on the opposite side of Gulf, there is no way the blue side's getting that back anytime soon.
Definitely. Although it looks like, again, Unicorn has got a massive advantage in this bottom side. There's no reinforcements to speak of coming in for this bot side that I can see.
Yeah, it seems that they put all of the resources into taking Gulf, and it reflects kind of a neglected his infantry in the bottom side against Unicorn, and Unicorn took the initiative to push back because of that. And now his US Marines and LVTPs, especially considering they actually fought over the open there, the LVTPs with their grenade launchers at range can do so much damage.
Definitely true. Although again, they are in a pretty, well, not a terribly bad position in the middle, because they do have, well, they managed to get a command infantry, and that's a very risky CV infantry right there. But they managed to recapture this town, so that's good, because if they lose this town, they are in a very bad position, because their reinforcement road goes straight through there.
Well, the reinforcements were coming up just in time, really.
Yeah,
they'd probably been called in before the enemy got to the town, and they were just in the right place at the right time. Although he does want to stop these Gurkhas being hit by those BTR-90s.
Oh, wow. Sorry to interrupt. In the bot side, an Avenger just took out a MiG-27 in 2 rockets.
Very nice.
Pop, pop. Took it out in 1 pass.
So the M1IP actually getting stunned by blue side mortar fire, which is a little bit of a mistake, but doesn't particularly matter as the LVTP is coming up from the bottom side. Just finish off that squad. M1IP going to survive another day. So they must know where that command infantry is. Like, I'm surprised they haven't gone for like a cheesy bombing strike in Mike to try and take that out, because it's pretty obvious. I think
they really need to, because they are losing on points at the moment.
They definitely need to do something about this deficit.
I mean, they do have a Deagle coming in from the bottom, so I mean, I imagine that's where it'll go to, because I can't imagine where else you'd put it in.
Yeah, Unicorn's actually been doing really well with this. He's been waypointing his aircraft down to the bottom side of the map, off the map, so that they can't see them coming in, and then bringing them from the bottom side up to avoid the Eagle actually flying over AA for as long as it needs to.
Oh, they took out the M as well with that very cheeky AM-9 missile from the.
Yeah, finally that airstrike comes in onto the command. So only a +1 lead for now for the red side, and they've they're going to get their CP into Mike very soon, which should stop the bleeding of these conquest points. The M didn't actually get too many kills there, did it? And it did get taken out, so not very worth it there for the red side. And now these LVTPs are going to rip to shreds these Spetsnaz crew with the help of the US Marines, although an M1 IP going down there to the MiG-27 in Mike as well.
A slight worry though for both of these teams is that they have no anti-air units in the middle or the bottom. None at all, I don't think.
Doesn't particularly look like it.
Yeah, I can't see a single air unit.
Some Yucky on day 90s being pushed in by Steel Balalaika onto US Marines.
I don't think that'll go very well. Those mortars rocking right in.
Oh, the mortar's perfect again. Stunning them, and with the M1 IP there as well, they're just going to remain stunned and killed.
Oh, this sector is definitely going towards blue. Or the captains with that Panther, he could take out that 550, although it looks like he wants to try and find the command.
He's going straight for that command, and there is no AA to stop him.
There's one plane coming in. Oh, the one shot.
Oh, wow.
I think in that case you should turn around and try and hit the 550 because it's worth 80 points.
Yeah, but these tanks are going to be, they're going to take it out pretty easily, I think.
That's true, actually, yeah.
F-16C blocked 52, taking down the B5.
So the B5 doing a lot of damage, but...
Nice high-value target there being taken out.
Unicorn really wants this OTGM carrier. Oh, he does get it, but at what cost?
Well, MiG-27...
Oh, the MiG-27 can't see it now, there's no recon. There's nothing to see it.
Couldn't see it, so it couldn't fire its ordnance, and the M1 IP are just going to roll on in style.
This could be very good for the blue side. I mean, they are very behind in points, and they have lost control of the central sector, but if they can push through to Foxtrot and sort of envelop around Gulf, you can really sort of pincer maneuver in.
I think they're in a much better position now to stop Oceans from taking back Mike. But if you look at the map as a whole right now, seriously look at the amount of blue side units to the amount of red side units on the minimap. Like, there is a huge difference there. Like, red side units there is just not enough of at the moment. We've got these paratroopers at the bottom side of Gulf actually pushing quite far through, going to take out a couple more APCs. Probably going to be able to take out the T-72B1 as well, because they do have a nice thing there.
Sorry, we were talking about Unicorn and his amazing mortar usage. A unit of 2 Navy SEALs managed to kill 11 Spetsnaz, I believe it was, with mortar fire. Just absolutely annihilated it. That was disgusting.
Those Yakwade is going to be taking the pain from the mortars now. It's their turn. Seriously, these mortars are going to have, like, not necessarily that many kills, actually, but they're, like, if you counted damage in this game, like, seriously.
Their impact cannot be understated.
Yeah.
Like, they have... Unicorn has been so good this game. Win or lose, I think he's had a stellar performance with those mortars.
Perfect mortar fire throughout the game.
We have 2 Ka-52s. That's very surprising to me.
Well, there isn't any close range anti-air again.
That's true, but it just seems a bit risky because they don't know that. For all they know, there's infrared infantry in the woods, and they got them within autocannon.
Yeah, well, same thing's going at the bottom side here. The Patu Tiger having a go at a couple of these units down here, although it's wasting a lot of its armaments if it's going to be useful. I think
they're going to kamikaze this for recon. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. In fact, it's not a good idea.
Well, the Ka-52 is coming across with their Igla Vs. Is going to shoot that down straight away. Where's this Smirch going in Gulf? Let's see if that hits anything valuable. Are they going for a guessing
blind
shot?
CV kill, I think.
Yeah, that's going to miss in the back of Lima. Unfortunately for them.
Imphy's Challenger just took a big hit, I think, from those VDV-90, I believe.
And where was that?
Or was that in the middle sector? He's just pulled it back now. Maybe that was a plane though. I didn't catch it. But yeah, so just to take a look at the map as a whole. At the moment, I would say the blue has an advantage, and I say that because I don't think red, without some extreme, sort of skill and combined arms, can retake Mike without a massive amount of blood being spilt. And I think that red is they have a very thin defense in the middle.
Yeah.
because they have a lot of points invested in the middle, but they've got a lot of invested in a Buratino, a Tunguska, HQ7. They only have two tank units, and they're only light, either an anti-tank destroyer, the PTZ-89, or the recon variant, the ZTQ 60G. So
yeah, it's interesting. On the bottom side, we got Oceans with his KA-52 in the Mi-24V. There is literally no... Actually, never mind. An Avenger has been brought up by Unicorn there. So that's going to stop the push from those helicopters. I was wondering why he was being a little bit cautious, but obviously saw those fire earlier.
Yeah, it looks like we go again. And Infy is pulling my heartstrings here. Truly the most beautiful thing in this game is 2 Challenger marksmen going straight into those forests. My favourite unit in the game.
Charging them forwards. Challenger marksman is a really interesting unit actually, because it has quite a lot of versatility. Because of its 15 front armor, it's they're very good at obviously anti-air, as you can see as it shoots down that MiG. But they're also great against taking out helicopters as well, but also infantry. And with that 15 front armor, low AP power heat rockets aren't actually very effective against Challenger marksmen.
Well, not just that, as you just saw, the KA-52 has a powerful anti-radar missile, but the Challenger marksman is the ultimate counter to that. Because as you saw there, I mean, obviously the KA-52 missile has a longer range, but if they're in range, the KA-52 will not do enough damage to the marksman because of the 15 front armor before it gets stunned and destroyed by the marksman. So
yeah, the Buratino getting ready to fire again.
I wonder where they'll put it actually, because
will it fire back into the town? Because if it does, then that leaves their command CV safe for now, and it looks like it is aiming in that direction. So it's probably going to go for a strike into the town again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're in a very bad position because, like, where would you really put it? Because if you put it in the middle, then you miss stunning all these tank reinforcements that are coming through like this.
Oh, look at these Gurkhas going straight through the smoke. There is nothing there to stop them either.
Oh no, there isn't. There's
a Moskaya rushing over the hill.
They're not going to get there in time. If Infy's going to get inside that building, and it looks like Blue is going to secure Gulf.
Coming down, look at that! Just everything coming in at once. The Books, the Challenger marksmen, we got the Chieftain Mark 1s and Mark 5s on the top side, and they are going to take full control of Gulf now. Very nice move there by the blue side. Let's see if they can actually pull this off. The Moskaya coming into play.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we do have a lot of tanks coming down the road and reinforcements from Oceans. So let's see if he gets those involved in order to counter this. Although the Gurkhas in buildings in a defensive position like that are going to be very hard to dislodge. It'd be interesting to see how this Challenger marksman's used by Infy. If he can get the Jaegers to hold down the Moskaya, he might be able to do a lot of damage with that. But if he just lets it get picked off on its own, then it's just going to die.
I think this is sort of an unfortunate situation here. I don't think they've just basically been surrounded by the Moskaya.
Yeah,
so
they've been swarmed on the bottom side there. Oh, Yuckyonde, and just getting a quick sneaky kill onto a Crow Tower on the bottom side of Gulf, so just paying themselves off quickly. MA-AGS finishing them off though. Lovely cavalry tank that.
The AGS has been taken out by the though. Very, very nice, super heavy.
That counter from the SAL missile there coming in, taking that out. And it seems that the Gurkhas did get taken out, possibly because Unicorn pushed them forwards, but also because of the napalm. Yeah.
Well. Oh, these mortars are firing again onto that infantry, perfectly landing right on the Moskaya.
I still don't think it's necessarily going to save the paratroopers. T-80UM goes down to the Hornet.
Oh, and it gets out clean as well.
Wonderful strike there. Yeah, the Books missing both their missiles. That's not going to go down today, but the US Marines and paratroopers holding off the Spetsnaz and VDV for now. Let's see if that lasts. LVTP there with the grenade launcher. Should be able to absolutely rip to shreds that Spetsnaz unit, and yes it will before the VDV 90s take them out. So that's going to give a little respite to the US Marines from those napalm rockets, but they do still have to deal with the BTR-80A autocannon and the BTR-D machine guns.
Well, Deagle coming in. I'm not sure if it'll escape there. I think there's too much AA. Oh no, it did. It got out.
It got out. It did a lovely strike onto the VDV.
Destroyed those VDV. They really do need to bring in some reinforcement infantry though. They're really lacking now.
Well, they need to stop these Morskayas from doing a lot of damage from this bottom side. Currently the Morskayas just sitting in the middle of the field though. They need to be careful about those, keep them moving.
Oh, and the LBTPs, you know, oh, it's been taken over the tank, but that could have done a significant amount of damage if watched out for.
One of the books goes down to the Prowler. That was a nice hit there.
A parting Tunguska burst just to say goodbye.
Lovely use of the Deckungsgruppe. Not often you actually see those used, but they're just picking off any units that come down that road. Nothing too expensive at the moment, but just nice to keep that under control, especially considering the Challenger 2 and the two M1 IP Abrams are coming in now to clean things up.
Oh, these should completely annihilate these Morskaya. The Challenger 2 has 4 HE, very high damage.
Yeah,
with the Chieftain.
so does the Chieftain Mark 5, indeed. So some track rapiers coming up from Impy.
The beautiful Hesh rounds.
And we've also got some Marder 2s with Panzer Grenadiers from Captain. So hopefully they can do something in the middle. BRDM2U being brought up from National Viertek.
Oh, this is going to be very, very sad for Impy. He's got 3 track rapiers completely undefended, about to be Zaloed on.
Oh, the Zala, yes
Zalos.
indeed. Oh my god, that is disgusting. All the AA going down.
They have 2 track rapiers left
Wow.
now, and a Stormer as well.
So the Marder 2's rushing to take those out. The Marder 2 should be fine to pick off those Zalos. Mirage 3C is going to get away from the Tunguska, so that's a nice little strike there on napalming that road, getting rid of some of those Liege 1.
We have 1 unit of a command infantry going to try and decap Mike for the red side.
Yeah, but the Deckungsgruppe are there. Let's see if they actually spot that BTR-60 PB.
I think they...
they're probably not going to
they
because
can't.
of the cliff. It seems that they pass each other just at the right time for the red side.
The ships in the night.
Yeah, just going to get away with that.
They said there's some more Deckungsgruppe coming in though, so captains might push those down into the triangular forest at the top there. Once they find out what's happening. Although
the Eagle coming in with its bombs.
Yeah.
Let's see if that can kill off that Tunguska M. Yes, it will.
It does get it. I do feel though that despite Blue doing a very admirable effort here, I'm not sure they'll be able to recount the point difference.
Yeah,
or recoup even.
It's definitely going to be hard for them to get enough conquest points coming in order to actually win the game, indeed. MiG-25 PD, that is going to go down before it can shoot down the Rafale. So that Rafale must have been alive for the majority of the game now. And it's definitely doing a good job at shooting down a lot of aircraft. MiG-27's coming in, getting some free hits onto a couple of tanks, I think.
It took out 1 MIP, I think, but it went down to...
Oh, look at that BRDM. Lovely. Just sitting in the top of Gulf there, making sure that still Balalaika secure their lead for the time being. Still 370 points up to the blue side's 159.
I think they will get spotted soon.
It's definitely up to the blue side to get rid of that and continue their conquest points lead. It's funny because Captain does have like an attack marker over the command infantry in Mike, and he also has these Deckungsgruppe there, so I'm very curious as to why he is not moving them down if he knows that they're there.
Well, maybe he wants the artillery to come in. I mean, they are going to hit and 1 more shot should kill the command, I think. Or not. Nope, it survived on 1 man.
Wow.
Oh, he is finally moving in now. Maybe slightly late though, I guess. But
Yeah, surely this is like a matter of urgency at the moment.
yeah, with 4 minutes 10 seconds left.
Plus one lead going back to the blue team. They're going to have to do a lot more than that if they want to win the game, though, because that does not mean they're going to win in 4 minutes at the moment. They're going to need at least a +2.
They really need to push through into Foxtrot. I think at this sort of point in the game, when you have such little time, you need to make some kind of like a desperation play almost. Just try and get a CV.
Yeah,
down
just
in a
also
2-point
just
sector.
spamming as well. If you could spam in some like helicopters and get them round to Foxtrot or something, just decap something at least. Maybe just throw away some of the aircraft. See the Eagles coming in there to have a guess. Unfortunately, not in the right place. Luckily that gets out on full health, so that won't take too long to rearm.
Not sure they have the time though, unfortunately, that's the problem. I mean, they do have a lot of units here, they can push through very quick.
Yeah, the Morskaya actually nicely holding up a lot of this, pushing the top side of Golf. But it would be nice to see some of these tanks like fast moving down the road and into Foxtrot, really, because the great thing about those M8 AGS is that they're really made to fire on the move. They have 60% stabilizers, so that's exactly what you should use them for. They could literally just fast move them through Foxtrot. They can hold their own against any APCs because they're on the move, and they can literally just annihilate anything they see. It would definitely give them an opportunity to get Ocean's Command in Foxtrot. And I don't think they're using those M8 AGSs appropriately, to be honest.
Well, at this point, it's not about whether it's appropriate or not. At this point, you just need to go for it because you're gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, you need to force it.
You need to do it. I don't think they can. They can
every
win this
second wasted is just spelling defeat for the blue side at the moment. Even though they have
the heli rush is coming.
A massive. They have like a massive lead on the map as well. Oh, look at that artillery though, right on top of the command infantry, and that is going to kill it. So +3 now. Is that going to be enough for 2 minutes?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll be able to. They need a 5-point lead at least, I feel. Maybe if they go even further.
Well, look at these Lynx AH7 20mm coming in. They took out the OKA in the bottom side. And there isn't any AA, although all the AA is being rushed in now from Delta. You can see them there bring in 4 Shilkas and 2 SA AKMs. It's going to be interesting. Let's see how they deal with this. The HQ7s are going to shoot down all those 20mm by the looks of things, unless they run out of ammunition.
They're going to run out after one more. They can only kill so many.
Looks like it might just be enough.
A very human wave tactic going on there. Like, let's waste the enemy's missiles. But
why is Unicorn using his Eagle to bomb this infantry? Just bomb a sector. You have 1 minute left in this game, man.
Although, speaking of Unicorn and very sad things, there's an Mi-28 completely unopposed. Gonna take out 3 high points Abrams right there.
Oh, it's just disgusting to watch when this kind of thing happens.
He's not even going to get the HQ7. Oh no, he did get one, he did get one.
He got one, but yeah, this is it. There's no way they're going to get the points in time.
This is such a shame.
Oh, Captain's actually landing a command into
Foxtrot.
Is it? No, it's still not going to be enough. It hasn't happened soon enough. Oh, this is so frustrating to watch because honestly, they played it so well that they actually have the lead on the map, but they don't have the lead in the points, and that's what matters. And yeah, 15 seconds left. We can pretty much call
There's
it.
no way to win, unfortunately. It's wow, this is a this is a really sad result. I think Blue played very well, and don't get me wrong, Red played very well as well. Like they got that early points lead. I don't know if you noticed, but they brought in a number of CVs at the start of the game, significantly more. Like they had a +3 tick over Blue side.
Yeah,
I think it was for a while. And it just goes to show that you can get 2,630 more points than your kills to losses or whatever, but if you don't get the conquest points, you'll still lose. So
yeah, it looks like Blue didn't exactly get their priorities right going into the sort of mid game. In the early game, it was fair enough. They were trying to get their position on the map, but in the later game, when they definitely had an advantage, they didn't focus what they needed to, which was the command units, and that's definitely what lost them the game. I was incredibly disappointed to not see those M8 AGSs, like I said already, with their 60% stabilizers just like going straight down those roads. They're extremely fast, and if you're going like 100 kilometers down the road with 60% stabilizer, they're just going to be like popping things left, right, and center, and they're definitely going to find that CV eventually.
You can do, but then again, I would disagree to a point that I would only agree with that in that situation, I think.
Yeah, obviously. They had to do it, though. That's just what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, they had to do it. They were too late sort of pulling the trigger on that just all-out push in the bottom side of Gulf, through to the 2-point sector. Like, once it got down to about 8 or 9 minutes or something like that, I think they really needed to just focus on getting some points down on the map. Maybe going for some kind of cheeky attack into the top side, trying to neutralize that. Because that was untouched. That was a red side sector the entire game.
Well, there wasn't really much skirmishing in the top side after the beginning of the game.
There was almost none. There were just 2 defensive lines. And I believe Captain's had more points up there. He had a number of heavy tanks.
Quite possibly. But yeah, anyway, it just shows, doesn't it? You got more kills on the blue side, like 2,600 more in a 40-minute game is quite significant, but they still lost. And it's mainly just due to the fact that maybe because they were building up the points and they only had enough points to make that push later on that it was too late. So it might have been due to like the gameplay mechanics that they couldn't have made that push sooner because they wouldn't have had the points. True. But to be honest, there was many ways around that. So, for example, they had the Lynx 20mm on the deck, for example, from Infy in his British deck. Why not throw some of them around the edge of the maps, like try and get a few sneaky CV snipes here and there, especially on that top side. Like you say, it wasn't contested, and a lot of the focus was on the middle and bottom side, which definitely means that helicopters are more likely to get around the top there. So, but anyway, yeah. I think we need to sum it up because it's definitely been a nice long replay for you guys. But just before we go, any last words?
Yeah, so I think this has been a very good game, and I do feel for Captains Unicorn and Infy because they'll be thinking in their head, oh, we would have won that game in just 5 more minutes, which they would have done. But one of the things about this game, and one of the things that can make it difficult is that you can get these great kill leads, you can win, but if you leave it too late before you make that push, I mean, like you said, Lewis, you can't always, and like we aren't to know. Maybe if they did the push early, it wouldn't have succeeded. But at that point, like you have to do something. You can't just sit back with a 1-point lead and just sort of skirmish, to try and stop the enemy neutralizing the point. When you have 7 minutes left or whatever, and you're down like 200 points. So yeah, I really enjoyed that game. I thought it was really, really interesting, and but well played by Red. They may have lost ground at the end, but they did win at the end of the day. They proved that sometimes a bit more investment in your CVs at the start can win you that sort of game.
Yeah.
Where you just have like a 1-point swing either way for most of the game, because a lot of the time, in fact, apart from the end, they were always just like 1 point different, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Usually in either way. So yeah.
So the Russians using classic scorched earth to gain victories, slowly falling back and destroying everything as they go. But yeah, jolly good game there. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.